Are you tired of not knowing what to do at ByeBye on your suicide Kanna? Do you want a comprehensive guide that takes you step by step from beginning to finish? Then you've come to the right place. Hey guys, today I wanted to teach you step by step exactly how to Meso farm with a suicide Kanna and show you how I personally farm at ByeBye. I wanted to make this guide for those who wanted a detailed guide on how to use Kanna's new kit to farm at ByeBye but do not want to bother with googling and reading paragraphs and essays of text in order to figure out how to do so, which is ironic since I had to write and read basically an essay while making this guide. This guide was researched using cutting-edge technology and database analysis in order to obtain the most accurate rates of Meso gain per hour. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, probably. In this video, I will be going over everything related to making a ByeBye Meso farm Kanna, from leveling and gearing your Kanna to pets, all the way to dying and tips and tricks to make your life easier. If you only need to know how to effectively rotate at ByeBye and already have a fully cubed Kanna ready, please skip to the timestamp provided. Now, before we begin, I feel inclined to give a disclaimer. This is not the be-all end-all guide that you must follow to a T in order to Meso farm on your Kanna. This is just what I found that works for me and lets me efficiently make Mesos on my Kanna. With that being said, let's begin. In order to make a suicide Kanna and turn it into a glorified, broken ATM spewing out Mesos like it's Christmas, we will need to first make sure that we are farming efficiently. In order to reach peak performance, I highly recommend creating and leveling your Kanna to at most level 149. This is because of two reasons. Level 149 is the highest level you can reach without being penalized due to level difference. There are two mobs in Longest Road ByeBye Station, Frostcola and Jester Skyline, the former one being level 140 while the latter one being level 139. This means that if we were level 150, let's say, we would be losing out on 2% Meso for every Meso bag dropped by every Jester Skyline, effectively losing out on 2% Mesos on half the mobs in the map. For this reason, we want to stay at level 149 and not level up any higher so that we get every penny. However, as you can see in my video, my Kanna is level 150. This Kanna was created before the Kanna rework and hyper skill level adjustment, meaning that I had to reach level 150 in order to use Kanna's then level 150 hyperskill Circle of Suppression to effectively Meso farm. In this case, do as I say, not as I do. The other reason we want to reach level 149 is so that we can gain XP slower due to increasing experience requirements for every level up, and therefore level up slower so that we can spend more time Meso farming and less time killing ourselves over and over as to not level up. Important note. On post-rework Kanna, it is very important that you do not level up the 4th job skill Night Ghost Guide, as it grants a 30% chance on attack to mark a monster, giving you 30% chance to gain an extra 30% XP when the monster is killed. This is very bad for us as it will make us level up faster. We don't want this. We want to Meso farm as long as possible before having to kill ourselves over and over and over to keep ourselves within the level range of the monsters. Thanks, Nexon! To generate maximum income on our Kannas, we will need Meso gear. We generally want to end up with a 120% Meso rate increase using our gear and inner ability on top of a Meso increase familiar. 100% of this 120% will come from cubing 5 level 71 or higher accessories for the legendary Meso line, and the final 20% will come from our legendary inner ability. If you do not have 120% Meso gear, do not worry. Farm with what you have, and as you make Mesos, use that money to cube accessories for more Meso lines. Rinse and repeat, and you will eventually get there. Generally, I like to queue for Meso lines every 500 mil. A good starting point is just farming Mesos with a familiar like Big Spider, which can be farmed at Vern Mine Shaft 2, or even better, a Leprechaun familiar. You can also farm an Eye of Time familiar, but I wouldn't recommend it because it takes way too long for those goddamn things to drop and I'm way too lazy to farm for them. Also remember to pick up Legion Meso up buffs whenever you're farming, as that is another 50% Meso increase on top of familiars and all the Meso gear you already have. Good, you have the gear. Next up is pets. In order to make Meso farming, or really any farming work, we'll need pets. And unfortunately, there are really only two ways to get pets in Reboot: big events and buying them with NX. The first choice is usually a bit hard to come by, but MapleStory does have events once in a while where you can get a 90-day free pet with many pet skills, such as Auto Move, Expanded Auto Move, and even Auto Buff. If you ever come across any of these events, like the recent summer event, Adventure Island, where you could obtain up to 3 free pets, make sure to slap these bad boys on your Kanna. If you cannot get your hands on an event pet because you missed the event, your only other option is to buy one from the cash shop. We are creating a level 149 Kanna and therefore cannot get a hard helicarry for a free Blackheart pet. If you want to reach maximum item vac disconnected for hack reason by GM police status, you will need 3 pets with the skills auto move and expanded auto move so that your pets will walk around and loot cash bags like there's no tomorrow when you go for a rotation. More on this later. If money is tight or you really can't be bothered to buy 3 pets, 2 are fine as well, but I still highly recommend at least buying auto move and expanded auto move on one of them. The skills cost 1000 NX each, equivalent to $1 USD, and are 90-day items when you buy them, but will become permanent skills on the pet of your choosing once you apply it to that pet. It does make a difference when your pets are actively looting mesos and not just standing still. Note that pets in Reboot are generally 90 days, and the only way to get a permanent non-expiring pet is to buy the Reboot Cash Shop exclusive Surprise Pet Box sold for 4000 NX, around $4 USD. These boxes give you a randomized pet that is either 90 days or permanent, but from all the boxes I've opened, I have yet to get a single permanent pet. Yay, loot boxes! I will assume everyone watching this guide right now is trying to create a Meso farm Kanna in Reboot, since Reboot is the world my guide is focused on and works in. If you're trying to make a ByeBye Meso farm Kanna in regular servers, please cease. Meso farming in regular servers generally does not work due to the lack of the 6-time multiplier on Meso drops that Reboot server has, and as a result, it is not a viable way to make Mesos. But hey, if you really want to do it, I can't stop you. Make sure you also buy a Hyper Teleport Rock and save Fantasy Theme Park 3 to it, as it is the map closest to ByeBye Station. To farm at ByeBye, you will generally perform the following rotation. Set up your Kishin on the bottom right side of the map so that it clears all the mobs there. Next, spawn your Ghost Yaksha Boss in the center of the map by standing on the edge of the long middle left platform on the map and using Ghost Yaksha while facing right. This will ensure that all remaining mobs on the right side not covered by Kishin are swiftly murdered in a timely manner. Now, from here is where my guide differs from what I've seen other people do when they farm at ByeBye. Most people that I see like to stand on the top or bottom small platforms on the left side and teleport up and down, clearing all remaining mobs on the left side of the map with Shikigami hunting. I do not like to do this and instead like to stand in the middle of the long middle left platform, turning on the level 140 hyper skill Circle of Suppression and just spam the second drop skill Exorcist Charm whenever the mobs respawn. This means that most mobs that spawn will be cleared immediately by Circle of Suppression, and the remaining ones that are too far away for Circle of Suppression are cleared by Exorcist Charm. I do this mainly because, well, I'm too lazy to have to spam both Teleport and Shikigami Hunting, and we want to make this as easy as possible for ourselves. If you find that mana is becoming an issue, my tip is to try to stand on the mana veins that are spawned by the skill Geomancy, or use a skill Mana Balance sparingly with Hakuri Barn turned on so that he heals you and you don't kill yourself prematurely. Mana generally shouldn't be a problem once you get the hang of it, but if it comes down to it, you can opt to do it the non-lazy way. Finally, just stand there and kill away until your Yaksha Boss despawns, and then recast him 2 additional times for a total of 3 times. After killing for approximately 1.5 minutes, go around the entire map and loot away. After looting all the Meso bags, your rotation is complete, and you may start your next rotation. The reason we do 3 casts of Yaksha Boss is because 1 cast lasts 30 seconds and 3 casts equals 90 seconds, and from my personal testing, Meso bags despawn after around 2 minutes, 120 seconds. Meaning that if we start looting after 4 casts of Yaksha Boss, bags of Mesos will already have started despawning. When you've hit around 90 to 95% XP, stop. Remember to always check on your XP bar periodically like a worried mother checks on her newborn baby. Do not let that thing hit full. If you do, you over-level and lose out on Mesos. Although over-leveling once or twice isn't the end of the world, around 2 to 4% decrease, we want to make as many Mesos as we can. If you find that you are unable to remember to check on your XP bar often enough, my suggestion is to set yourself a reminder on your phone or computer at 8-minute intervals. Once you're at most 95% EXP, go ahead and die. No, really, just die. A lot. My suggestion is to buy a hybrid teleport rock and save a high level map with mobs that can 1 to 2 shot you. The map I personally use is Corridor HO3 in the alien spaceship above Omega Sector. You will want to use your hybrid teleport rock and teleport there over and over and over until you've died around 10 times, back down to 0 XP. Congratulations! You've officially proper Meso farmed at ByeBye Station. Here's your complimentary RIP for the number of times you had to die in order to achieve this, and a link to the Wikipedia page for various suicide crisis lines. Now that you've officially finished a session of Meso farming, because this is a complete guide, I felt it was only natural that I'd hold your hand until the end. Therefore, the following tips are completely optional and are only things that I've personally found to be super helpful and time-saving when I've finished an intense Meso farming session. Once you've finished farming at ByeBye and reset your XP, I highly recommend visiting Pantheon and saving it to your Hyper Teleport Rock as your go-to town for everything post-Meso farming. In fact, I recommend doing this even on your mains. This is because, from personal experience, I found Pantheon to be the most complete town with access to everything you could possibly need. For Meso farmers, it has a storage to bank all that money you made, a merchant to NPC equips, use and junk etc. items you've accumulated while farming, and the Legion shop for buying more wealth buffs. For everyone else, Pantheon also has an Ardent Mill, direct access to the free market, and a dimensional portal. Did I mention that most of these amenities are so close that they're on the same screen? In other words, Pantheon, best town. For those of you who find that you're disconnecting often while Meso farming, this may be due to your inventory being full and your pets constantly trying to pick up more etc. and use items, resulting in a higher chance of disconnecting. I personally had this problem and had to buy an item ignore skill for my pet and setting the etc. items that dropped at ByeBye to be ignored. After I did this, I no longer disconnected. This may work for you. I do hope that this guide helped you in some way. This is the first video I've ever made and I'm hoping that I've covered everything. If you have any other questions, I'll be sure to lurk around in the comment section for any Meso farming related questions. Thank you for watching and good luck getting that 20% inner ability line.